Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to this humble morning emission. Today, Friday, yes, the weekend is here. Friday, 20 or the 20th of March, 2026. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine and well. I'm okay. Sunny day here. Today, I have for you an interesting take about Space Force logos. Very interesting. I never heard before. We are watching it for the first time together. Just a conspiracy post from X. And let me show it for you. This one. So we have Chris Belzo on Space Force logo of Sphinx gazing at star. Are they aware of the lady prophecy and gatekeeping hidden knowledge? We're gonna see this a little bit. Then I have this one as well. PewDiePie, the famous YouTuber, reveals how to break free from the algorithm. I'm very interested about this. And we have this article about our second brain. Scientists think our brains might use a secret path. No, sorry, this is not about our second brain. This is about consciousness, new paths of the brain to create consciousness. The biofield, mediated by light known as biophotons, could be the missing piece of the consciousness puzzle. Wow, that sounds good, by Darren Orff. But let's start with the Space Force logo. I really like this subject. Belzo warns on the Y-Files great channel or show, there will be a new knowledge in 2026 tied to Space Force Delta 18 Sphinx gazing at a star logo, echoing his vision where the red star of Regulus comes into the gaze of the Sphinx. AJ Gentile adds, NASA and NRO have logos relating to ancient Egypt. Is there some kind of knowledge being hidden from us that these space intelligence agencies know about? Alien revelation or cosmic cover-up? Watch the video and wake up. Let's see the video. I'm gonna allow the music, the volume of the music. Let me check if we have the audio from
the truth of consciousness.
And this will be the Sphinx gazing at Regulus.
Yeah.
Do you know what constellation Regulus is in?
It's in Leo.
It's in Leo.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Why does the Space Force have on their badge a triangle,
right,
with a Sphinx looking up at a star?
That's funny that you mentioned that. If you look at a lot of the logos,
yeah,
whether it's NRO, all these, there's all this Egyptian iconography on them.
Yeah.
It makes me think they know something we don't know.
Oh, they do.
They do.
They do. I can tell you they do.
What do they know? And why won't they tell us?
I wish I could tell you something I do know.
Okay.
But let's just say, without me getting in really serious trouble.
Are you under any NDA?
No.
You're not?
No.
So you can speak freely?
I can, but I might cut my toes off or cut myself off from a stream of information.
As the legal counsel, I would advise you to be careful here.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Wait, I was expecting something more substantial, but okay, I'm sorry. I was expecting some revelation here. Okay, no, don't worry, don't care. Let's continue with our second video. No, it's not a video. Or yes, it's a video as well. Let me read a little bit and then we jump directly to the video. PewDiePie reveals how to break free from the algorithm. A lot of this is going to sound crazy, but you've gotta hear me out. It's a step-by-step process. I'm not saying you should do all of it, but you should try some of it. Step 1 is creating friction. I put all social media and attention-hungry apps in a second profile, and I can't understand how much this changed my life. Those 5-6 seconds it takes to switch profiles stops me every time and makes me think, is this what I want to be doing? Good advice. The second thing I did was self-hosting. The effect that had on me is I'm not the product anymore. The things I use are mine, and because they're not free, I'm not paying with my privacy. I think we're gonna listen to Mr. PewDiePie instead of reading it. Are we ready? I think so. Let's listen to this famous YouTuber that might or might not know the famous YouTube algorithm and something about the internet too.
I found it cute. And a lot of it is going to sound crazy, but you gotta hear me out. It's a step-by-step process. And I'm not saying you have to do all of it, but you should do some of it. For me, the solution started with my de-Googling video. That's not to say Google is the whole problem with everything. Clearly, I failed with my de-Googling. I'm still on YouTube. And full transparency, I still use Google Maps. It's too good. It tracks traffic too good. Okay, what am I supposed to do? I tried using like a wrapper for it, and then they banned that. So thank you, Google, for smuggling. Again, I can't, there's no escape. I wanted to remove all the tracking and telemetry. So I put all those apps that I didn't really trust in a second profile. Social media, anything attention hungry, it went on the second profile. And I swear to God, I cannot understate how much that has changed my life. Those 5 to 6 seconds that it takes for me to switch over to the other profile stops me every time from going, hey, is this what I want to be doing? People get dumb phones to stop themselves from wasting time on their phone, but really, that's all you need. You just need a little bit of friction. Now, my phone is what I want it to be. A device that serves me, not the other way around. I'm not the product. The second thing I did was self-hosting. You gotta self-host, man. They're coming for you. The effect that self-hosting did on me was that I am not the product anymore. What the things I use are mine, and because they're not free, I'm not paying with my privacy or getting algo smugged. I think the main difference is that ads and news don't reach me. It's hard to explain the effect that this has on you without actually experiencing it. I'm one of those people that believe how much the subconscious affects you. Even if you are not actively processing information, just the fact that it exists in your peripheral messes with your head. All these services going, it messes with your head, man. How much? Like, even if you're not actively clicking on all these bullshit, you still see it, and I still think it messes with you. Self-hosting, I'm just here, vibing. It's me and the tools I use, nothing else. No noise. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna disable shorts. Poof, gone. You don't have to do this. I like YouTube, okay? I don't have to de-Google everything, okay? But I hate how shorts is everywhere. I can't escape it. I search, there's shorts. Homepage, short. I go to someone's channel, there's shorts. It's just shorts. Fucking everywhere. That's fucking shorts. I don't want to watch a short all the time. If I was running a website, I want to empower my users. Google CEO, hello? Why can't I disable if I want to? Why? Next, I unfollowed everyone. You don't have to do this. This is definitely a me thing. I just got really fed up. Next, get a DNS blocker. It's kind of the same as YouTube thing that I did where you block a bunch of stuff, only that it does it on a network level. So you can remove ads, you can remove websites. None of it even reaches your device. I think you owe it to yourself to take some time today and start building your tech fence. That's what I'm calling this, tech fencing. These tech companies don't care about you, so you're gonna have to start caring about yourself. I care about you. That's why I'm making this video. So the cheat code is basically build some friction. It's that simple. Let your brain catch up and make the choice yourself.
Nice.
And also filter out.
Thank you,
noise.
PewDiePie.
That's your defense, and that's your cure. Now you understand the disease. You are free. Bon voyage. That's my new outro. Just kidding. Breakfast.
All right. So, there's some things that are hard to do, like DNS blockers. I don't know what that even mean, but I'm gonna search about it and figure it out. And now, let's read some conscious theories here by Darren Orff. Homo sapiens became the dominant mammalian species on Earth, largely because having a powerful, flexible, sophisticated brain offers all sorts of evolutionary advantages. However, until recently, we had relatively little idea how this energetically hungry lump of gray matter really worked, and a full picture emerged only gradually. The electrical nature of nerve impulses was recognized by the late 19th century, and chemical synaptic transmission via neurotransmitters was discovered in the mid-20th century, culminating in today's integrated view that neural signaling depends on tightly coupling those two roots. Synaptic transmission? What are the two roots? We're gonna find out again later. But a lot still remains to be discovered. Case in point, a new review article suggests that there might be a third brain signaling pathway, dubbed the biofield, that scientists have been largely neglecting. Published in the journal Biophysics and Molecular Biology, authors Pavel Pospisil and Ankush Prasad from Palacky University in the Czech Republic analyzed data from more than a decade of research, hypothesizing that the biofield, the electromagnetic field that's generated by neurons, could also play a role in neural communication. The most eyebrow-raising piece of this study is the fact that nervous tissue does emit ultra-weak photons known as biophotons or biophotons as byproduct of its metabolic activity. Sounds reasonable. But how it works? Let's see. This isn't a new revelation, as scientists have been pondering the role of biophotons in the brain for years, even dating as far back as 1989, when physicist Roger Penrose hypothesized that consciousness could have a yet undiscovered quantum element. The new study advances this line of research by posting that since biophotons are just light emitted biologically, they theoretically possess the same quantum properties as photons. When considering such a principle extend across scales from atoms to biomolecules, cells, and even whole tissues, biophotons might mediate ultra-fast interaction between neurons occurring at the speed of light. The authors wrote, specific quantum properties of photons, such as superposition, coherence, and entanglement, could provide a physical basis for biophoton-mediated communication. Cool. In order to traverse this hidden pathway of neural communication, information would need to be encoded into the quantum state of a biophoton, survive the journey through the inhospitable environment of the brain, and then be decoded by the neuron. The most challenging of these 3 steps is the middle one, considering that nearly all quantum science occur at near absolute zero temperatures to limit the thermal noise that can lead to decoherence, a loss of the quantum state. As the brain operates at temperatures nearing the triple digits Fahrenheit and is filled with chemical and structural noise, quantum coherence is pretty unlikely, but maybe not impossible. Oh, we are back to the microtubules, I think. Experimental studies have shown that polarization-entangled photon pairs can retain their quantum correlations after transmission through thin slices of brain tissue up to 400 picometers thick. The authors note, but also add that any quantum-mediated signaling in neural tissue remains highly speculative and likely limited to very short distances. The gaping hole at the center of our understanding of the human mind is what's known as the heart problem. While neuroscientists can lecture endlessly about how the brain wondrously uses electrical and chemical signals. Oh, there are the 2 paths. The electrical path of the brain and the chemical. Synapses and... I don't remember the other one. So, while neuroscientists can lecture endlessly about how the brain wondrously uses electrical and chemical signals to carry out many biological functions and engage in both voluntary and involuntary reasoning, they can't quite explain our subjective conscious experience. Scientists like Stephen Hawking have argued that integrating quantum field theory into neuroscience is a kind of Holmesian fallacy. Holmesian fallacy? What is that? Holmesian fallacy. Let's check this out. Okay. I might have to Google it because this is another article. Holmesian fallacy. Let's see. The Holmesian fallacy is a logical error when one assumes a conclusion is true simply because all other alternatives have been ruled out, without accounting for unknown or forgotten possibilities. Fantastic. Now I know. So, Steve Hawking have argued that integrating quantum field theory into neuroscience is a kind of Holmesian fallacy in which 2 scientific mysteries, consciousness and quantum field theory, somehow make a scientific certainty in the form of a quantum consciousness. Good point, Mr. Island. Yet, scientists have also found it impossible to fully solve the conundrum of consciousness by relying on neurons alone. Pospisil and Prasad suggest that the biosphere hypothesis, while speculative, still holds scientific merit. And could possibly, sorry, and that was a lapsus, and could possibly be further supported using recent advances in photon detection, including technologies like photomultiplier tubes or charge-coupled device cameras. We're talking basically about aura here. The Kirlian photograph of the aura exists from the 18 something, right? Despite the speculative nature of these mechanisms, future research should aim to move beyond purely correlative observations by identifying the conditions under which biophoton emission could meaningfully influence neural activity. The authors write, by integrating sensitive biophoton detection with advanced biophysical techniques and computational modeling, another black box, right? AI. The research area can begin to critically test the central hypotheses. That's all? Okay, this was a short one. A man accidentally hacks an army of 7,000 robot vacuum accidentally able to access video feeds within people's home. What? A man over in Spain tried to hack, not accidentally, tried to hack into his own vacuum cleaner robot. Okay. But instead, he accidentally hacked into 7,000 different vacuums robots, giving him direct access to live video feeds within people's homes. Basically, he discovered the backdoor within these Chinese-made robots that made them extremely insecure.
At the very top of the unit. Let's go through the details of this case together, because even though, beyond this particular brand of robot, it also exposes the broader risk of outfitting our homes with all these different smart devices that are constantly listening in, monitoring, as well as physically watching us. We assume that there's no human on the other end, but more and more anecdotal cases are showing us that there are. And before we dive into it, if you would do me a favor and smash those like and subscribe buttons, that way the YouTube algorithm will pick up this episode and share with ever more people, I would greatly appreciate it. So, to start with, the overview of how this robot takeover happened in the first place, it came across my desk in the form of an article within Popular Science magazine. It was titled, "Man Accidentally Gains Control of 7,000 Robot Vacuums." If you happen to want to read that full original account, I will link that article down in the description box below. Now, the robot in question here is a DJI brand Romo vacuum robot. Now, DJI is a popular Chinese brand known for their civilian drones. But recently, they began to manufacture these autonomous home vacuums as well. And they're not cheap. They retail for about $2,000. And the way that they work is they basically collect data from around your house, creating a virtual map of the floor plan in order...
So you paid $2,000 for being spied by anybody. Fantastic business model.
To clean it. Quote, like other robot vacuums, it's equipped with a range of sensors that help it navigate its surroundings and detect obstacles. In order for the Romo, or really any modern autonomous vacuum, to function, it needs to constantly collect visual data from the building it is operating in. It also needs to understand specific details about what makes, say, a kitchen different from a bedroom, so it can distinguish between the two. Some of that sensor data is stored remotely on DJI servers rather than on the device itself. In short, it means that the data collected by the onboard sensors, they don't just live within the robot.
Maduro had one?
Some of it lives in the server on the cloud. Now, users can control the vacuum using an app on their phone, but the selling point is the fact that it can function pretty much autonomously. It both cleans and mops the floors all by itself. Also, apparently, the app is not really user-friendly, which is exactly where our story begins. You had a Spanish man by the name of Sammy Asdafal. He bought one of these robots, and he didn't like the functionality of the app, and instead, he wanted to be able to control it using his PS5 controller, sort of like those RC cars we used to play with as kids. He wanted to control it that way. And this individual, Sammy, was actually well suited for trying to do this. He leads the AI strategy at a vacation home rental company, so he knows at least a bit about computers. And secondly, he himself had a Claude bot. That's one of those AI chatbots that basically serve as a personal assistant. And once you tell it what to do, they can do things semi-autonomously. And here is what happened. Quote, While building his own remote control app using an AI coding assistant to help reverse engineer how the robot communicated with DJI's remote cloud server, he soon discovered that the same credentials that allowed him to see and control his own device also provided access to live camera feeds, microphone audio, maps, and status data from nearly 7,000 other vacuums across 24 countries. And that right there is why I really love this story. It truly exposes the new dangers that we're living with in this AI world, because without writing a single piece of code, this man over in Spain simply asked his AI chatbot assistant to make an app so he can use his PS5 controller to guide his vacuum.
All right, just a pause here for a super quick snack break brought to you by today's sponsor, Masa. Inflammation and metabolic diseases, so you kind of want to get them out of your diet. But then what are you going to do? That way when you, your wife, are come into guac, and the best part, satiating. So when you eat them, no crash, there's no feeling of regret. To the viewers of Facts Matter, Masa. And so again, MasaChips.com compromise in the ingredients. So check them out now.
Servers and extract a security token, which basically proves that the chatbot and Sammy are the legitimate owners of the vacuum. However, instead of just verifying a single token, the DJI servers granted access to thousands of robots. Essentially, the mistake in their system allowed Sammy to be treated by the system as the legitimate owner of upwards of 7,000 vacuums across 24 different countries. And this was no joke, because it basically allowed him to become a fly on the wall in people's homes. Quote, that slip-up meant Sammy could tap into their real-time camera feeds and activate their microphones. He also claims he could compile 2D floor plans of the homes that the robots were operating in. A quick look at the robot's IP addresses also revealed their approximate locations. None of this, Sammy insists, was hacking on his part. He simply stumbled upon a major security issue. Truly insane. He basically gained access to the video feeds, the floor map layouts, the microphones, as well as the ability to remotely control the robots himself. Now, fortunately for us, Sammy was not a bad actor, and he did report his findings immediately. He shared what he found with a reporter over in The Verge, who then reached out to DJI. And for their part, DJI put out a statement claiming to have fixed the issue with an automatic software update, 2 of them that were automatically applied. You didn't even have to do anything on your own part if you own a robot. Quote, DJI identified a vulnerability affecting DJI Home through internal review in late January and initiated remediation immediately. The issue was addressed through 2 updates, with an initial patch deployed on February 8th and a follow-up update completed on February 10th. The fix was deployed automatically and no user action is required. Which sounds good, however, according to that report from The Verge, that is not really the full case, because there are still several vulnerabilities, one of which is so bad they're keeping it secret, which to this day remain unresolved. Quote, As the Fall says that even now, DJI has not fixed all the vulnerabilities he's found. One of them is the ability to view your own DJI Romo video stream without needing its security pin. Another one is so bad, I won't describe it until DJI has more time to fix it. As of February 17th, DJI tells The Verge it will do so within weeks. Very cool. And obviously, I should mention that the story with this particular robot is a lot more pertinent now that these types of machines are becoming ubiquitous. I mean, even if you don't happen to own one of these $2,000 DJI brand vacuums, how many other devices are listening or watching in on you right now? Home camera systems, smart home devices that are pretty much always listening for their activation keywords. You have smart refrigerators, smart watches, smart toaster ovens, smart glasses. And actually, on that last point, on the point of smart glasses, there was a report that just came out last week exposing how Meta employees over in Kenya claim to be able to see disturbing personal videos through people's Meta smart glasses.
Right. I forgot that.
Sex and naked people who seem unaware they are being recorded. Behind Meta's new smart glasses lies a hidden work.
Your technological world, sir. There you have it. All your technology serving everybody but you or me. Okay, let's continue with my saved articles. I'm in the right place now. Here we go. What else I saved or curate for us? Just making some times before going to work. This is a good one. No, this is what we already make right now. This is the last one. Just a short video. What I'm gonna read next one is we're gonna still dive in a little bit on what about music and biology. I'm starting to find a lot of this metaphor use of music to explain DNA, but I don't understand it yet, so we're gonna keep reading and reading until something clicks in my head, and hopefully yours too. Maybe you already understand these things. I not. Oh, this is a nice. Listen to this one. From a dream of a dude. Very nice. Nice. Very nice. What else? What else? Where's my music? Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. Next time we're gonna read this one, the geometry that keeps appearing in 4 dimensions. It's a tweet, not an article, I think. Not sure. It's an article? Yes, it's an article. Nice. Or not? The 120 cell and 600 cell duality in 4 dimensions. Understanding one of the most intricate regular dual relationships in higher dimensional geometry. What? And why this remarkable pair keeps appearing in higher dimensional geometry. Yeah, very interesting multidimensional topological algebra or something like that appears to be working in the microscopic parts of our brain. But this is for the next emission. So, thank you very much again, and see you in the next one. Have a beautiful weekend starting right now. Goodbye, and thank you.
Come on.